Know you're on mute right now, but very delighted to have you here on this call this evening. So the purpose of this call is to introduce you to the DC Digital Showcase, which is a new showcase being offered by the Darryl Chappell Foundation. And as a result of this call this evening, you'll have a better idea of how to consider applying to the DC Artist Digital Marketplace, and also have a chance for questions to be answered. So again, very grateful that you're here this evening. So this is what we're going to cover. You'll learn a little bit about the Darryl Chappell Foundation. I am Darryl Chappell. I'm the founder of the organization. We are a nonprofit charity. I'll talk more about that. We'll then go into how we center artists in the DC community and throughout the United States and across the world. We'll talk specifically about what is the DC Digital Showcase, how to apply in terms of eligibility, what's in it for you. So why spend your time tonight on this call, and why consider applying online? How to actually apply, we'll go through that. It will also provide an actual artist perspective. I'll introduce Broadie momentarily. We'll go through some key dates and timeline, and then focus in on what questions that you might have. A little bit about the foundation. I am not an artist. However, I appreciate the arts even from young childhood, born and raised in Chicago, a city that's known for its architecture, is known for its great museums. Parents would often take me to the museums as a kid and really gathered an appreciation for art. Then when I went into the business world, my whole background is in business, had a chance to engage with art, and I found that art really helped me make better business decisions. I recall going into the Corcoran Gallery in DC on a Thursday, and by Monday having a solution to a business problem. The foundation today, we're now 7 years old. We've supported over 79 artists in funding over $138,000. These numbers get updated daily. We're thankful to have a community of artists that's growing across the world. Currently, there's 18 countries represented, and the broader community is 140 artists. Our mission is to empower Afrodescendant artists to sustain their careers through community, through mentorship, and also through market access. And we do that through what we call a learning pathway. There's 4 phases. In each of the phases, we have programming that we support artists to get through. Starting with starting strong, parents, guardians, that a career in art is a viable path. Moving to phase 2, developing youth through arts education, both within the school system and also outside of the school system. From there, moving to centering artists through artists in residence, also through artist talks, through art salons that we offer as well. And all of these programs will be open to you as a member of the community as well. And a part of the centering artists is what we're here on this call tonight, is the DC Digital Showcase. In addition to that, phase 4 is the foundation's mentorship program. On our website, you'll see that currently there are 10 active mentors across the United States. And we're grateful for not only a community of mentors, but also we just announced the 2026 cohort of mentees. So what is this DC Digital Showcase? It's a platform that will be on our website, is currently being designed and will be up and running by July of this year. It's modeled after the DC Commission of Art and Humanities e-museum. The Art Bank has so many different names. But the key is to center you as an artist, center your work, center your choice of link, either Instagram, your webpage, and provide you with a broader opportunity to showcase your work. Who's eligible? Any active artist that lives inside the district. This project is funded by the DC Commission on Art and Humanities. Many of you probably are aware they do require funding for DC activity. Platform, like I mentioned, will be very visible. This is for the first time out 6 months. So you will be on the website for 6 months, your work, centering your work. You'll be tapped into this global community that I mentioned, and you also will receive unrestricted $500 in cash. So who should apply? And I touched on some of this already. Any active visual artists living and working in the district, Afro-descendant artists, that's how we created, that's our mission, that's our focus. Painting, photography, mixed media, sculpture. We could talk more about those mediums during the Q&A. All wards, Ward 1 through 8, in all career stages. I mentioned the benefits. So how to apply? Visit our slide room application portal. The actual link is there. We also provide it in the actual chat. Upload your artist statement, provide a short bio, 250 words or fewer. Submit 4 artwork samples. There's also 3 short written prompts, and then the application fee for the portal itself. I will say the portal covers the cost of the portal and as well as the cost for the mentor honorariums as well. So what are we looking for? Individuals who have growth and integrity and committed to the artistic practice, a connection to Washington, D.C., and then really understanding what being featured will mean to you. So having a clear idea of how this will help you. So I'm gonna stop sharing now and introduce Broadie, who is a visual artist and digital storyteller from Prince George's County. His work sits at the intersection of Black history, identity, and Afrofuturism, built primarily through digital mixed media. He holds a fine arts degree from Bowie State, and many of you may recognize Broadie from the community, but also he was one of our featured artists during Artist Talk number 8 back in April 2024 at the Black Box Theater at the Arc. So let me stop sharing and hand it over to Broadie.
Afternoon. Thank you for the introduction, Darryl. So like Darryl said, I'm a artist, visual artist based out of PG County. But DMV is basically my home. So I pretty much grew up between DC and PG County. In 2004, I had the honor of being a speaker at the Artist Talk underneath the Darryl Chappell Foundation. And for me, it was a major opportunity for people who grew up in the district, similar to me, to come out and see that somebody can actually use art as not only a form of expression, but also they can make a career path out of it. Um, I, I think within our community, a lot of times we don't get opportunities or we don't get organizations that are focused on, I guess you'd say, the growth of Black artists within the community. So I have to always appreciate the Darryl Chappell Foundation, especially for that. Um, Another reason why I wanted to get involved in this because a lot of I guess you can say Black artists from the DC area all across the country, because I travel across the country now and do art festivals. And a lot of times I'm usually one of the only Black artists in the show. And I know that representation it matters extremely. We live in every pocket across this country. So to see young Black artists, young children come up and their eyes light up when they see a Black artist is standing there showing their work, that is something that fuels me. So an opportunity like this, where multiple people, not only in the district, but all over the country and the world, will have an opportunity to see your artwork through partnering with the Darryl Chappell Foundation, I believe just a major opportunity. So I also just wanted to give that reassurance to any artist out there who is in the district, who might be skeptical or doesn't understand like the potential opportunity or the eyes that might be on your work, for partnering with this foundation.
Apologies. So thank you so much, Broadie, for that. We're going to go over the timeline, and then we're going to just open it up for questions that you might have. So bear with me one moment as I switch screens. Thank you. The application opened on March 2nd, Today is a virtual information session. It is being recorded, so just so you're aware when you ask your Q&A. And we will post this session on the Darryl Chappell Foundation YouTube channel. So if you would like to see it again, the deadline is April 13th. So that is the deadline. The selection process takes place through the program committee of the Darryl Chappell Foundation, which is made up of board directors, artists, and also strategic advisors. And then, as I mentioned, the actual launch of the showcase in July 2026, and it will run for 6 months. This is the first time experiment for the showcase, and so we are going to see through data how it's picking up traction. We'll seek your input, your feedback for those who are selected. We do believe in continuous improvement, and then we'll determine if this is something to do for next year as well. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and then we're going to take questions. So you can either unmute yourself, you can put a question in the chat. Either way is fine.
Good evening.
All right, good evening.
I have a question. So I know that, let me put my screen on because I like to talk when I'm talking to people. So couple things. Well, first of all, I love this and I love the notion, even when Brody mentioned about seeing Black artists and kids. I was one of those kids where my mom told me, oh, you can't study art because artists don't make money until they die, things like that, just ridiculous, not following your passion. But what I heard was it's for people who live and work in the district. Now, I grew up in the district, but I live outside of, I'm in the DMV. But does that mean that I'm not eligible to apply based on that? You have to be living in DC, because even my girlfriend who does wonderful photography, she just moved to Baltimore. So she wouldn't be eligible either.
Yeah, thank you for the question, and also thank you for the real life experience about what young children hear. You can't go into the art. Well, you actually can. And,
Yes, you can.
and benefit, yes, you can. So this premier program is only for artists in the district. We have this restricted funding from DC Commission on Art and Humanities that we're respecting. And so at this point, it's only for artists that are actually within one of the wards.
Understood. Thank you so
However,
much.
what I will say is, and I'll put this in the chat, the foundation will be opening other open calls. So there is an open call for an artist in resident at our program at Lightwork. This is in Syracuse for a 1 month artist in resident. There's also other open calls that will occur this year as well. So I do
Sure.
encourage those who do not live in the district, but are interested in following the foundation. When I put in the chat these particular links, that's the best way to keep abreast of the other programs.
Sure. And then I have one more question, Darryl. So even if you are not eligible for this per se, is there a way that artists could be able to support either through mentorship or some other form of giving back?
Yes, absolutely. Good question. So we have in the fall, we do an open call for mentees that will occur for this coming fall for the 2027 cohort of mentees. And then we also have a call for mentors. There's no set date for that part, but the mentee call will happen in the fall. We just onboarded 7 new mentees on February 16th. So the cycle is open call fall, and then onboarding in spring of 2027.
Sure. And mentors is just open right now.
That's correct. Yes.
Thank you so much. And I wish you all the best in this. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm going to drop in the chat the links that I promised. Keep your questions coming in the meantime. Bear with me here. Okay, the links that I'm dropping, all of our social media, also a way to sign up for our newsletter. There's the quarterly newsletter and then also a monthly digest. The difference is the monthly digest focuses in on the artists and what they're working on now with the foundation. And then I'm also dropping into the chat those who might be interested in seeing Broadie during Artist Talk DC number 8. Meanwhile, what other questions are out there? Okay, here are no other questions. I thank you for your time this evening, and for those who may apply, wish you best of luck. And we will have the portal up in the next few days for you to start to keep abreast of the development of the DC Showcase, DC Digital Showcase. Okay, thank you so much. Have a good evening, everyone.